Thank you, Cecilia. Now to the state's new law, which looks to keep dogs protected during extreme weather conditions. Channel 5's Cassandra Garcia spoke with officials at the Palm Valley Animal Society. She joins us live to explain this law a bit further. Good morning, Cassandra. So why is this law so important, especially in the winter months?
Good morning, Sandra. Well, just like we're not used to this weather, these pets aren't used to it either, and it can actually be harmful for them. So we really need to take extra steps to make sure that we're keeping them warm during temperatures like this.
Texas, unfortunately, has lagged behind quite a bit on some of the legislation to come out to support animals.
But on January 18th, the Safe Outdoor Dogs Act took effect in Texas. Among other things, it bans the use of chains for tethering and requires outdoor dogs have access to drinking water and adequate shelter during extreme weather conditions.
I'm really proud of these steps that are being taken now and making sure that there are then consequences to people when they do that sort of things.
The executive director of Palm Valley Animal Society says cold weather can really affect cats and dogs.
Even if they're not, having traumatic incidents that night, they can develop colds and become sick and develop upper respiratory infections from exposure.
And while some dogs may enjoy this temperature,
the huskies and the dogs with those big furry coats, those are great dogs to have outside. But you know what? They still need to have a dry, soft, warm place to go to get out of the weather when it gets really cold and freezing.
Considering what temperatures we normally see in the valley, these animals are not used to the cold.
So cats and dogs in our community are not going to be as okay with it as dogs and cats in other communities where they have to become acclimated to it.
The best thing you can do is bring your pets inside.
If you can't bring them in the house, but you have maybe some space in your garage to keep them warm and toasty in the garage, that's a great option to do. Set them up with some nice fluffy warm blankets.
But if you have to keep them outside, it's important they have a place that can keep them warm.
If you have a covered section like a doghouse or something like that, make sure that you're also making sure that it's really dry inside of there and that you do have either some hay in there or nice warm blankets that they can cozy up in.
Insulating the shelter with foam or wrapping burlap around the outside could also help. You can even DIY a den for your pet.
Plastic tubs of any kind, if you just cut a hole in the side of those, stuff them, put some nice warm blankets in there, and the cats can go in there and they can really stay pretty cozy at night in these temperatures.
Placement of the outdoor shelter is also something to consider.
Make sure that you're putting them in a place where you're not going to get a puddle of water running into it, you're not going to get runoff from your roof.
And if you're struggling financially and need help with resources for your pets, they do have a pet food bank at their shelter. You can just contact them by giving them a call at 956-686-1141. And they'll support you with whatever resources they have available to them. Live in McAllen, Cassandra Garcia, Channel 5 News this morning.